Welcome to the Road Rage episode, guys, man. And today I'm just gonna go over the front pulley system, serpentine system on the vehicles, on the LSA vehicles, because I'm getting a lot of comments asking for information. I felt like I did a video on this before, but maybe I haven't. So just to start off, let me give a shout out to LSX Concepts. They are the serpentine system makers or manufacturers that I use. I use it just because it is definitely the best bang for the buck. All these other ones are high price, and with them, it's the same quality for at least a fair price. So shouts out to them for making these kits, and I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys what we have running on these vehicles. It is a little different on both, but the main component is the LSX race drive. So let me just get into that. So first I want to start off with the Monte Carlo, man. What you're looking at on the serpentine system here, since it's more exposed in mines right now than the Cutlass, this is the LSX serpentine race drive is what they call it. So there's two. This is slightly a little bit more expensive, but this is the race drive. And this is what it looks like. This is what drives the supercharger. This is also an LSX high mount AC bracket. And here you have the factory LS3, the factory LS3 power steering and alternator. Now, the main difference between this and the Cutlass that you will see is the power steering alternator bracket. I kind of like this design a lot better, but I didn't want to spend the extra money to change my motor. Not the motor, but the brackets. If you guys know, my car was already originally up and running, and that is a engine that I just went over and rebuilt. So this is what it looks like. It's fairly simple, just like any other. When you look at it, the only difference is the race drive here. So that's it. Not really going to go into detail with the pulley combos. Obviously, there's a smaller pulley at the top and a larger one at the bottom. So that's it for that. Let me just walk you guys over to my setup. However, it's a little more tight, but it's the same thing. It's a LSX race drive. Oh, and the good thing, the difference between the race drive and the regular drive, guys, is this right here. It's a manual tensioner. So it's not spring loaded. It is manual. You have to manually push it over. It comes with a little tool that helps you tighten it up, and then you screw it down with the bolts. And this right here is also an LSX concept high mount AC bracket. All right. Now, the main difference you will see again is the alternator and the power steering. This is the Harley. This was the Harley truck bracket. I'll get the part number for you guys. I'll put it in the description. This is what I was originally running on my car, which was the Harley setup, the high mount AC and the power steering alternator bracket. The AC wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't work. It wouldn't line up just the way on the design. So I had to get the LSX high mount AC. However, on the alternator side, I used the Harley because the Harley bracket is really just a copy of the C5, C6. All right, so what I had to do was simply just not use the spacer that comes with this, the Harley alternator and power steering bracket, because the spacer is only used for truck setups so that it can align with the what do you call it? The water pump. Right, so the water pump here, however, is the LS3 water pump. So it is, you can say the car water pump, which sits back a little further. So if you just remove the spacer, it lines up just fine. The only thing I don't like about it with this particular setup is with the supercharger. If you know, it is cocked at like a 40 degree, about 30 degree angle. And it takes up the space where you would normally mount the reservoir right here for the power steering. So what you have to do is you have to run a hose of some sort through here and either bring it here, or if you want to, you can maybe even go higher with it, or maybe shorten it, route it around. This is not, I don't want to say this is not the permanent location. I'm not sure how I want to route this yet, but right now this is how I have it running. It's not really an issue. I am thinking of possibly just routing it through up here, behind here, and maybe just mounting it down on the fender. I don't know. I don't actually mind it being here. Once the intake pipe goes on, you're not actually going to see anything underneath here. So that's really it. So for everybody who's been asking, that's all it is, man. What you want to really do is, what you really want to do is you want to keep your alternator and power steering bracket, as long as it's a car, right? It's not on any of the trucks, as long as it's a car accessory bracket. And then depending on your application, or depending on what vehicle is going in, then you decide if you want to move your AC or not. Obviously on the G bodies, you have to move the ACs unless you want to run it on the one belt, and they sell like the, I think like the mini SD compressors with a bracket of some sort. But I didn't want to do a one belt setup on here. I wanted the supercharger to have its own belt, for the simple fact that with the combination, I knew I'd be making a lot more boost with the smaller upper and bigger lower. I knew I'd be making a lot more boost, and I didn't want no slippage. And if I did have slippage, I wanted a way to address that, and that's how I did it. And that's why we always choose this route instead of a one belt. Now I have seen the one belts on the trucks with the truck setups. They work. I know a car that has it personally, but it is not as I don't want to say upgraded, but it's not the boost is not as much increase as mine is. So another thing people ask me a lot is these hoses. Yes, these are clear hoses. Right now, it's just distilled water in it. Now it's just for the testing purposes. I'm gonna change it out. I'm not sure which type of coolant I'm gonna run in there yet. I'm still trying to make up my mind. I think I'm just gonna be based off color, to tell you guys the truth. I'm not sure yet, because that's the reason why I went clear hose. Nothing special about it. It's just clear hose. If you're gonna get clear hose, make sure that they're rated for high temperature. I believe this one's rated for like I want to say like 230 or something like that. Yeah, I think it's rated for like 230 or something like that. So I ran it. There's no reason why the fluid should be getting that hot. I haven't had a problem with it yet. The only thing is, I'm gonna actually, just because it's again plastic, I'm probably gonna lay some rubber mats underneath anywhere that it touches, so that because what'll happen is the fluid will heat up the compressor or anything that it's touching, and then eventually that particular material, the metal itself or the aluminum, could get hot enough to where it starts to melt the plastic. But I don't think the fluid will ever get that hot. But we'll know, in the future, So honestly, guys, there's nothing to it. LSX concept, LSX concepts, hands down, every single time. Every single time. I mean, you can go ahead and even use them if you're not running a supercharger application. I choose to do it, again, because I've had a great experience with them. Customer service is great. I've reached out to them personally. They've reached out to me, on forums, after they've seen that I'm always promoting them and that I actually use their product. So it's not sponsored at all. Don't get it twisted. It's not sponsored. But I'm going to give credit where it's due, and LSX Concept, hands down, the best serpentine system that I've used. And they're constantly upgrading their systems. On the Monte Carlo, there was one little thing that I had an issue with. It's nothing that impacts the car, but then they corrected it on the new one. So, which is the one that's on my vehicle, and then all the other vehicles that we've used. So, I know it's just been a lot of rambling, guys, but people's been asking, so I just wanted to go ahead and explain what we're using for these drives, these serpentine setups, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what other parts you guys want to know, and if I'm getting enough mixture of questions and parts. I'll probably end up just doing a parts list and posting it up. This is a YouTube build, the colors itself, so I really don't care to put the information out there. We're just not putting the information out on the Monte Carlo. So it is what it is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, I appreciate it. Again, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, man. I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, man, for supporting this. This is literally just a hobby for me, and I appreciate you guys on this journey with me. So just I'm still thinking about a giveaway. You guys tell me what you would like to receive, because one of you guys will be a lucky winner. So until next time, peace.